Hello friends! In this video we're going to transform this little stack that I got from Goodwill, originally from HomeGoods, into a fun Halloween decoration. Now these are things that you can find all over the place. I feel like they're pretty popular, but like I said, I got this one at Goodwill. It was originally at HomeGoods, so you can check there, Marshalls, craft stores. These are all over the place, so just get one that you are okay covering up. So we're going to start out by sanding the surface of the entire block. I'm just using a 60 grit sanding block here. And you're not doing anything crazy, you're just going to kind of sand it down. And then I'm going to wipe mine clean with an old rag. And then we'll be ready to start painting. We're going to paint each of our books a different color, so I'm going to take some painter's tape and run it along the middle book section so that we can paint the top and bottom at the same time, and then we'll just have to freehand kind of paint this middle one. So I'm using 1.5 inch, I believe, painter's tape, and I'm just going to follow the top edge of the book area, and then we'll cut off the excess down at the bottom so we have nice clean, crisp lines for painting. I chose to do a kind of pinkish fun Halloween theme, but you can do traditional colors. You can really do whatever colors you want. There's no rule to this. So starting out with the top, I'm going to make this one a light pink. So this is Lisa Pink from the Delta Ceramcoat Acrylic Paint brand, my favorite. So I'm going to paint all of the edges of this book, and because this is the book that you're going to see on the top, I'm going to paint that whole area pink as well. I decided to do kind of a light-ish purple color for the bottom book. This is GP Purple, also the same Delta Ceramcoat brand of paint. And I'm just going to paint on this one the edges. Don't worry about the very bottom because nobody's going to look at that when they look at this when it's finished. So I didn't worry about painting the bottom. Of course you can if you want to. You can always make this like a reversible type of thing if you felt like it. I don't know. But I'm just going to paint the edges purple. I let those two colors dry for about 30 minutes, and then it was time to move on and paint the middle book. For this, I decided to use a cute light orange color, so now you can really see the color scheme I was going for. So I'm going to remove that tape, and then very carefully, I'm going to paint the edges of that middle book. Now just remember, you want to be super careful when you do this because you don't have any paint to protect you if you get a little messy. I did end up doing a second coat of paint on the orange just so we could get a little bit more opaque color. Most of these Ceramcoat brands have really good coverage. Some of them you have to do 2 coats, but anyway, that's okay. So after my 2 coats, I'm ready to apply the book cover to this top pink book. So I'm going to start out by measuring so I know the dimensions of the book, and then I'm going to apply a vinyl decal that I created in Procreate. I will have this listed on my website if you want to use the same one. You'll just have to change the dimensions based on whatever book stack you're using. I'm using the Onyx textured metallic vinyl from TECKWRAP for this. I just feel like it looks kind of nice and upscale, but you can use regular black vinyl or any other color vinyl that you want. I'm going to apply this using my black grid transfer tape, and I sized this pretty much exactly to those dimensions that we measured earlier, so this should fit right in that little cover area that we have. It should fit perfectly. One thing you want to make sure of is that you put this on in the right orientation. So it will be helpful if you know where you're going to paint the pages on your books. So we're going to leave one edge of the book stack open so we can put the titles of the books on that edge, and then the rest of those edges will be painted as book pages. That's what we're going to do next. So you'll want to make sure that you put this on in the right way. So like you would look at the book and then you would open the book like to your left. So just make sure that when you put this on, you know where your pages are going to go so that it doesn't look upside down or wonky or backwards. Alright, so there's what the cover looks like. I think it's so stinking cute. So now we can paint the book pages on those three sides that I was talking about. I'm going to use antique white for this because I want these pages to look kind of like old and weathered. Like these are, you know, like spooky Halloween books. So I wanted the pages to be a little bit yellowed, if that makes sense. So like I said, you want to make sure that you paint these in the right orientation. I initially did this backwards, so like you would read the book like from the back cover, opening it upside down. So I had to remove that decal that I just put on and flip it so that it was right. That's why I want you to make sure that you don't make that same mistake so you don't have to cut your decal twice. So I'm using a really thin brush, as you can see here, and it's a little bit of a kind of stiffer brush. This isn't a stroke that I want to completely lose the lines from the brush because I feel like those lines, also the texture of the wood will help with this. I feel like those lines look like a stack of pages. So I'm just painting as carefully as I can, trying to get those lines as straight and as smooth as possible. So just starting on one edge of the stack, I'm going to work my way around the book, trying to keep all of my lines lined up so that it's not, you know, like they like shift down or shift out of whack when you move around the book, if that makes sense. I want all of these lines to stay in line as we work our way around the shape. I did end up fixing that one little area that doesn't look so good. I let that paint dry and then went over it to make sure that everything looked really nice and not so messy. So now we can move on to adding the titles to the spines of all of our books. Now for these, I decided to cut some letters out using my X-Tool S1 10-watt laser cutter. But if you would like to, alternatively, you can always just use regular vinyl, just how we did with the cover of the book. And don't worry, I will have a full video unboxing and setting up my laser, learning how to use it. I've gotten that request a couple times since I've shared that I got the laser, so don't worry, that's coming. I know we're doing things a little bit out of order here, but I will have a full video review of the X-Tool S1 laser coming. So what I did is just cut out these letters. I did make all of these. If you guys want them, let me know and I can put them on my website. But basically I just picked the titles and made each title a different font and made sure that I sized it to the height and width of the book spine. Now each of these is going to look a little different, which is what I wanted. If you want to, you can make them all the same. Totally up to you. Again, there are no rules to doing this. Now before I cut these out, I added a little adhesive sheet to the back and then I cut them out flipped over, so I mirrored everything so that when I set these down, the sticky side is facing down and the words are reading the right way. I will go over the whole process of cutting wood in an upcoming video, but what I'm going to do is basically pick which title I want to go where, and then I'll remove that little protective sheet from the double-sided adhesive, and then I'll stick the wood down onto the spine of the book. I'm just freehanding this. Of course, if you want to use some sort of template or stencil or lining up tool, you are welcome to. I have done that with a few projects using the laser. Totally up to you, but I just felt like it would be fine with the spirit of the way this craft is and kind of what my vision was. I'm just going to freehand it and put the letters where I think they'll look okay. You guys, I just got to tell you now, I'm obsessed with this laser cutter because I feel like doing these letters in 3D looks so stinking cute. It just elevates everything and makes everything look a little bit more like professionally made and a little more polished. I am so loving the laser. So stay tuned for the full video on the laser and a lot more projects using it coming soon. So next, what I'm going to do is take my black Posca paint pen and I'm going to paint all of my letters black using the paint pen. I would highly recommend using the paint pen over trying to paint with like a paintbrush and regular paint, because the paint pen is a lot more controlled and you won't get any paint glooping or dripping or getting anywhere other than on the letters. So I'm just going to paint all of these letters black and then we will be all done. So here is the final design. I am so obsessed with how this came out. This was so much fun to do and a good way to use just a random thing that you can find at any sort of store. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. Of course, let me know what you think down below in the comments. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button too so you don't miss any of my new videos. As always, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Okay, love you. Bye. Hello friends, thanks so much for watching this video. I want to say a huge special thank you to my elite fam, my channel members, and my subscribers. You all make this channel possible, so thank you so much for being part of the fam. If you want more exclusive content from me, you can join my elite fam at patreon.com/elitefam. You can find my tumblers and digital files on my website madebymalstudio.com. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at madebymal_studio. Here's another video for you to check out, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Love you. Bye.